Hello, welcome to Jamie's Stories. This is episode 6, and if you haven't watched an episode before, this is based on having coffee with girlfriends. I think it is so fun, rejuvenating, relaxing that I wanted to create a channel where it's kind of like we're chatting about life like we would at a coffee session. So I love my French press, and this time I decided to wait to press my coffee and pour it in front of you because it's just so cool. I've been wanting one of these. This one's Bodum brand. And then you press it and I don't know the details of it. Just whatever it is, you press it all the way and make sure the lines cut. And I'm gonna pour it into this cup that my mom and dad gave me from their cruise to Alaska. And I think it turns colors. I think it's supposed to change colors. Ah, it's happening. Isn't that amazing? All right, I'm gonna hold it in view while that's happening. I wanna start talking about my story. This episode is called Wake Up Call, and I'm so excited to share what's been going on. There it is. Okay, this coffee is gonna be way too hot to drink, so I realize I can't take my typical sip at the beginning of the story, but I'll go ahead and try to take a sip towards the middle or maybe the end because it's really hot water. Okie dokie, so this is called Wake Up Call, and I've had a wake up call this last month. Really quick, to the end of the story, it's been a fun month. I've had 4 gigs, a radio interview, and a news article interview, and I typically don't get that much action, and in fact, I would be lucky if I had 4 gigs in a year, and so for that to happen in 1 month, that is a month that stands out to me. I believe I only had the strength to do this because of what was happening behind the scenes. Just a little over a month ago, unfortunately, I found a 1 centimeter lump in an area where a 1 centimeter lump does not belong. It really worried me. So I went ahead and went to the doctor, and then I was able to get an ultrasound. And at the ultrasound, the doctor said, once the results came in, the doctor said everything looks fine. And so I was already celebrating, I was relieved. And then that was on a Friday. And then on the Monday, doctor calls me and says, it's not fine. We want you to have an MRI. And that was just so weird because I was so happy, ready to, just a little thing. And I was just stunned, and it worried me. It really did. The uncertainty worried me. And on that Monday, my husband and I had a date, and I've become a lot stronger in my mental health, and I didn't want that news to get in the way. So I told my husband I still want to have that date. Sorry, my dog's eating something. I told my husband I still wanted to have the date because those Monday lunch dates are very important to me. And it was very sweet, but also not so sweet because of the uncertainty, I just randomly cried now and then during the date, and my husband is my safe place, so I wasn't worried about that. It was just the random thought that, what if this is it? And that's making me cry again, because I love him so much. I love life so much. And it was just a thought that came to mind. So for the MRI, that's something that took, I had to wait 3 weeks to get the MRI. And I'm not good with waiting or uncertainty. And so those 3 weeks could have been a time where I just felt depressed, stayed in the house, but I had 4 gigs scheduled to sing. And prior to all this happening, I already had the intention of singing like I've never sang before. free, dance. I even bought a wireless guitar amp so that the cord's not in my way, tripping on it. So I had this idea, all right, we're gonna have the most fun ever in my gigs. I'm gonna sing, I'm gonna dance, I'm gonna be free, I'm gonna give people a good time. And then this uncertainty in my personal life really potentially got in the way of that. And through my prayer with God, I just brought it to Him, my fear, my anxiety, and also asking for advice. How should I act, God? What should I do? Should I cancel my gigs? Should I, revert back? I'm so easy to get sad and depressed. But for some reason, I just felt God and me together say, nope, we're not doing that thing anymore. That old pattern, we're not doing that. And it was crazy. And I couldn't like sort of decide to live or sort of decide to take it easy. It was either, okay, we're gonna live, we're gonna go for it, or we're not gonna go for it. It was just one of those moments where I had to decide. I couldn't just stay in between because I was really worried. It had to be a specific decision, go for it or not. And for some reason, I feel God really helped me in my spirit decide to go for it. And my husband was really supportive too, to, no matter what the results of the MRI might be, you're well and happy and healthy now, and you're so thankful for life. Carry on with what you plan to do. And I did. I used my wireless guitar amp. I took off the guitar cord, sang my heart out, danced, wore the clothes I wanted to. I wore some sparkly sequin shirts and just had a good time. And this is out of the ordinary because although I sing and do fun stuff and do events and love people, in my mind and in my heart, I do know I talk myself out of things a lot still, and I hold back a lot still. Believe it or not, there's still a lot more I can give, but I hold back because of fear. And this experience, deciding that I want to live, helped me just get clear on things to really drop all that. So this whole month has been deciding to wake up and live. Even fun new things I've never done, like a radio interview or a news article interview. Those are things I normally would have found a way to back out of. But because of this drive to live, I said yes. I was nervous. I was also excited, but I went ahead and went for it. There were things in my life that I've been wanting to do, like plan a dance party. And I made a new friend who loved to dance when she was living in Europe. And we're gonna plan that dance party. We were trying to plan it for as soon as possible, but schedules got in the way. Stay tuned for a dance party for women our age, maybe around springtime. I've been wanting to get a tattoo, and I did. I did all the things. This is my tattoo. It's my second tattoo, but this one, it says Zimrat, and it means song and strength in Hebrew. And this word is used in the Bible about 3 times, and it's typically in the context of saying God is my song, strength, and salvation. And it's the reason why I sing. If you've watched the other episodes, you might have learned that I was depressed for 5 years, or more than 5 years, a big part of my life. And God took me out of it by inspiring me to do things I love. And I have it on my arm now because it's a reminder of why I sing. God brought me back to life. And it's also a constant reminder that I am alive and want to live. And it's an important reminder for me because it's so easy for me to go back to old habits. And I wanted to try to find a way to remember and not go back to those old negative thought patterns. I just think God is genius. I don't think he gives bad things, but he used this experience um, I feel like do surgery in my heart, because my heart is not whole, wasn't whole, and maybe it's still not whole and will not ever be whole in this lifetime. But there's a part of it that just holds back, gets in my way, maybe puts me down in doing things I want to do. It's just this, I don't know how to describe it, but for whatever reason, this month I decided through this experience that I want to live, and it really cut through all that. So I want to remember this experience. I want to remember this experience so I keep living this way. I feel we're meant to live this way, and I feel the people in our life and our community need us to live this way, all of us. One verse that I printed out was God causes all things to work for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. And today I feel like my purpose is just to share wake up with me. Life is hard. Life is hard. We have broken hearts. And it's good that we have each other, and it's good that we have God. And I feel like God's will is not for us to be stuck, and our will for each other is not to be stuck, and we don't want to be stuck. And I feel like we don't need to be stuck. I've shared this before. I have my master's in social work, and one of my favorite things learning in grad school was mobilize. You know, not being stuck. Mobilize your resources. And resources as a person is God, people, Jesus, everything, anything. What do you love to do? Do you need to see a doctor, a therapist? Do you need to read something, learn something? I just feel like we have so much good, so many cool things, so many lovely things in this world, especially this day and age, to help us for the better. And that is my 2 cents in life. All right, the coffee might be cooled down enough to drink, and I'm so excited. The cup is, look at that pretty spring scene. All right, this is vanilla hazelnut flavored coffee. I typically don't drink flavored coffee, but I saw the word hazelnut and I thought, that sounds nice. Let me smell it first. I love coffee and coffee shops. Always have. I thought about opening a coffee shop one time when I lived in Washington. I studied on it too, but I don't think I'd like to run a shop. I love that other people do. Ooh, that's good coffee. I hope you enjoyed this time. I hope you had your drink too. Sorry I forgot to ask you to pause and grab your drink. I hope you enjoyed this time. Please follow and subscribe if you want to stay updated on new episodes. Share this episode or other episodes if you think it might help others. And have a good day. Bye.